What's up, YouTube? Plant Person back again with the promised video I said I was going to make about how I mix my fertilizer. What you see in front of you is what I use. I'm going to go into deeper context of why I use what I use in this mix. And I'm going to also talk about what the Mammoth P claims to do and do I think it does this job or not. So let's get into that. Let me put my mixing stick to the side. Alright, so for the main base, I use the Miracle-Gro tomato plant food, which would be this one. It is the, let me see, get 18-18-21 mix. So yeah, that focuses. Yeah, there we go. And what I suggest you do before you use any fertilizer is read the ingredients of the fertilizer to know what it has in it already. So I see here it has 18 nitrogen, 18 phosphorus, and 21 potassium. So NPK rating. And I see on the ingredients list, I see the total nitrogen, which would be the, see, I put this on my lap. There's one hand, but total nitrogen would be there. So you have the 18 right there. The phosphate next, and the potassium right there. Magnesium, it has a little bit. Very, very low amount, so 0.50%. Not really that much. And on the ingredients list, you don't see any calcium. Now, this is why I say read your box of fertilizer, whatever you're using. So if I know tomatoes and peppers need calcium to prevent blossom end rot, so that's where the CalMag comes into play. Because it needs more, to me it needs more calcium and more magnesium. So I use the CalMag, which boosts up the content of both the calcium and the magnesium. Great product, very, very great product. Glad I bought the big size I did. And also for more magnesium, just for my sanity, I put like a handful of Epsom salt in each 5-gallon bucket. So I'm going to go through how I actually mix all this. I'm going to try to do that with one hand as well. So, but the next ingredient will be, I use Prime, but you can use any dechlorinator. The reason I use this is because, one, it's bacteria in your soil you don't want to kill with chlorine, and two, the Mammoth P also introduces some more bacteria that I don't want to kill while mixing it. So this dechlorinates the water, makes it safe for my plants, makes it safe for the bacteria, and keeps the bacteria living, so it can help with the uptake of nutrients and root development as well. So now I'm going to read to you what the pamphlet of Mammoth P right here says it does. Alright, on the front says, first organically derived microbial, there we go, inoculant that unlocks phosphorus and micronutrients to maximize bud growth. Now this is supposed to be used for other style growing, if you know what I'm talking about, but it works great for peppers. So this is what it says on this side. You got the beneficial bacteria, acts like a micro bioreactors, continually producing enzymes that release nutrients, reduces the need for a separate enzyme additive, so it introduces the good bacteria to your soil as well. Increased levels of phosphorus. I don't really care about the internode. Shorter and focuses energy on bud production. The bud production is what I care about. I don't care about the internodes because that's not what type of growing I'm doing. This right here shields the plant by outcompeting potential harmful pathogenic microbes. So it helps to protect against the bad bacteria in your soil. And pretty much it's not really a fertilizer, it's more of an additive. The reason I say it's not a fertilizer is because, let's see, can I find the nutrient breakdown? Let's see, does it have it on here? Yeah, so the nutrient breakdown, I'm see, can I get this in focus? Right, I can't really get in focus, but it's like 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, if I remember correctly. So it's not really that much of a fertilizer, just an additive to my mix. So I'm going to show you how I mix this. I'm going to see, can I do it with one hand? So first I start with Miracle-Gro, and it's usually for a full strength dose is 1 tablespoon per gallon of water. What I do is, since each show you. Let it come out. There we go. Get this out for you. Since each one of these, this side right here is 1.5 tablespoons a piece. I usually do about 2 full tablespoons of that into my 5-gallon bucket, so it goes kind of like, that's 1 in there, 2 in there, so that equals 3 tablespoons right there. And for the last little bit, I don't want to do a full strength. I haven't switched to full strength yet. This side right here, the small side, if I can get this in there, yeah, small side right there, is 0.5 teaspoons. Yeah, so half of a teaspoon, and 3 teaspoons make a tablespoon. So what I do is 6 of these, right, 6 of the small side will equal about 1 actual, no, see, I'm good with it. I am with math. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 teaspoons, so that will equal a tablespoon. So 6 of these equal a tablespoon. So that's what I'm going to do now. Take 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in there we have the 4 tablespoons of Miracle Grow. Next I go with my cow mag. Make sure if you use this, shake this up first, because it does kind of settle at the bottom. And since my mom works in the she's gonna open this thing with one hand. Since my mom works in the medical field, I get a lot of these right here, like syringes that has like the saline solution in them. I just empty the saline solution out, and it's 10 milliliters a piece. So I'm trying to get the focus on this. Just gonna get the focus. Yeah, it's 10 milliliters a piece. So for the cow mag, I use about 3 milliliters per gallon. So if you do the math on that, 5 gallons, 5 times 3 equals 15 milliliters. So what I do is I fill this up to the 10 milliliter mark first. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Just stick it in. I just stick it in there, and I fill it up. This is really difficult to do one hand. I'm figuring out, but I'm gonna do it. So let's do. All right. Let's do that. Boom. So you see there, 10 milliliter mark is filled up to that mark. So I put that in there. So that goes in the bucket. And I got 5 more milliliters left, so I head on and get that in there. Make sure it's at 5 right there. Pour that in there next. Next I add my dechlorinator. This really, you don't really need that much of this stuff. If you use Prime, you don't need that much, because on the back for the directions it says 1 cap full, which is 5 milliliters for 50 gallons of water. So I don't need near that much. So I usually just open the top. If I can do this, let's see. And I just take a little bit and I just pour it in there. So that's it of that. Next I usually add the Epsom salt. And like I said, I usually just use like a handful of this, so kind of just eyeball them out. So you can do this part. Put the camera down real fast. So I usually do like that much, just random eyeball amount. I do not measure this at all. I just put that in the bucket as well. And last would be the Mammoth P. For this one, it kind of measures it out for me. I hate this top, I really do. But let's see, can I get this open? There we go. It usually measures it here. It says 10 milliliters will be in this little spot there. So I just squeeze it. Keep squeezing until it's full. So that's 10 milliliters there, and that's what I use. So I use 2 milliliters per gallon. There we go, 2 milliliters per gallon. I wish my camera would focus better, but it says 10 milliliters on the little bottle, so I just poured that in there as well. So then after that, I got it all in my bucket. You would take my little mixing stick, which is a broken broom, has no end on it. Take it out here. To my water hose. And pretty much just fill it up from here. And for each plant, I try to usually do about 2 big cupfuls. I'm going to show you the cup I use, but it's usually 2 cupfuls per plant. So I usually have to fill up this bucket about 3 times. So each row uses about a bucket full of ferts. That's pretty much all I do for the mix. And as you can see the results from it, I just kind of took the ingredients on the back, see what I need to add to it, added that, and then just kind of played around with it so I found out what I liked and what worked. And this mix seemed to do the job, so just waiting for this thing to fill up. And actually before, I should have brought my top over here because it's kind of hard to carry while it's full, but I'm going to show you. Make sure you mix it up well because you don't want the milk grow to sit at the bottom. So I just take this and I kind of just stir it up. Do this. It helps having a bucket just for this purpose, because if I did this with a watering can, it would probably take forever. So mix that up really good, and I want to go get my my lid so I can actually carry this thing. Let's go get the lid. It's a really nice morning. I love shooting videos in the morning because it's not too hot, and it's usually about 50 to 60 in the morning, so it's not too bad yet. But let's get this top right here and put it back on this bucket so I can actually carry it. Now this is the most stressful part, is actually carrying this bucket when it's full. I wish my water hose would reach out to my peppers, but they won't, so I got to do this manually. Alright, so let's get ready for this. Yep, this is not an easy job right here, but I do anything for my plants. And it does kind of get shooken up as I'm walking, so that helps a little bit too. But I'm going to show you the cup size I use for each plant. It's this guy right here, just a regular old Zaxby's cup. I don't know how many fluid ounces this thing is, but it's just one of those big Zaxby's cups. And like I said, I usually, for the small plants, I use 1 cup of this. For the big plants, I use 2. So it's usually just what it looks like pretty much. And after that, I'll be done with this video. Let's see. So I pretty much just take a cup full of this and just take it. I'm going to do one of these first. Just pretty much just water it, just like you normally would. And I know a good sign is when you see a little bit running out the bottom, not too much. So I just keep holding it there, holding it. Let's see, will any run out the bottom with this 1 cup. So while that's soaking in, I look at the bottom of the pot to make sure I don't have too much runoff. And on this one, I don't have any runoff yet at all. So that's how I know the nutrients are actually staying inside the bucket. So you don't want too much runoff, because that means you're pretty much just washing the nutrients out of your soil. So I have no runoff on this one, so I might do a little bit more till I see some runoff. Keep looking, and as you see at the bottom now, I have a little bit run out of the pot, so that's when I stop watering. So that's it for that plant. That's what I pretty much do on all the rest of the plants. And as you can see, the fertilizer mix is working really well. I think the Mammoth P is doing its job by increasing the microbes in the soil and helping with bud set. So that's pretty much all this video, guys. I hope it was very informative. Hope I covered everything. If not, if you have more questions, put them in the comment section down below, because I usually answer back pretty fast, and I'm off today, so I have nothing else to do. So I love to talk to my followers. But you know, Another update's coming Saturday, hopefully, if I'm not too busy. But you know, like, comment, subscribe on this video, share this video, help people out. They want to try a new fertilizer regimen. I usually do this every week, so I usually try to do it every Sunday. But Sunday I had to work, so I ended up doing it today. But yeah, spread the word, guys. If you know anybody that's looking for a new fertilizer regimen, let them know about this video. Show it to them so they can try it. If not, they don't. But it's better to let people, so people have the information to not have it at all. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next update. Peace.